G'day folks, welcome back to Pete's Investing. It's January 19, 2024. This is the natural gas update. We're also covering some ETF shares, BOIL, UNG and KOLD, and looking at some macroeconomic viewpoints. Now just be mindful, we're in a medium-term bearish outlook, but just watch for a very slight potential divergence to the bullish side in the near term. So what we look at here first is the natural gas commodity price, and for those new to the channel, we've got the weekly, daily and hourly. And you'll notice here on the weekly that we use the CCI 400 as our trend indicator, and that's, you can see there, the CCI is broken below its moving average and trending sideways, and the CCI 150 uses divergence indicator. There were a couple of bearish divergences back here where the price fell off, so we always pay attention to those on all time frames. So on the daily, that's also pretty much bearish to, I would suggest bearish at the moment, with the CCI 400 breaking to the downside. There's no sign of reversal. You can see here the price did bounce up and hit this 61% level of that Fibonacci range, and it's actually retracing back down towards this support at 22.58. Again, no sign of a reversal. We did have a bearish divergence back there, and you would have been wise to pay attention to that. And on the hourly, if we've got here the you can see there the price on the CCI 400 indicator is still declining, no sign of reversal. However, on the 150-hour divergence indicator is showing a bullish divergence versus the price. Now, these divergences don't necessarily mean a full-scale reversal. They just it could mean just small retrace to the upside, or it could mean a lot higher, but we can't tell at this point. What I do though is I place assuming it bounces from there, and of course it could always go lower, we take it to the previous high, and that would be that point there before that divergence started, so that previous high. So you can see there we'd anticipate it getting up to that as a minimum. We expect it to get to that level. Of course, there's no guarantees, so we're just giving this as a probability test. Now, as long as that CCI remains in an upswing and it remains higher than that point there, then we're going to consider this a bullish divergence. Of course, this could drop lower, but as long as the CCI remains in an uptrend, then we expect it to bounce at some point. And then if it does drop lower, we will readjust the Fibonacci and the target levels. But at the moment, that's a slight positive, but it doesn't mean a full-scale reversal. Just bear that in mind as you proceed. Next, we look at the ProShares Ultra DJUBS Natural Gas ETF, and that's the ticker BOIL. On the weekly, you can see it's a bullish movement. There's no sign of divergence on the 150. On the daily, also bullish, although we started to get a bit of a retrace to the downside as well on the 150 according to the price, and again no divergence. And on the 1 hour chart, you can see there we've got a bearish outlook with the CCI 400 breaking below its moving average, and the CCI also is still declining in line with the price, no divergence to talk of there. Now, one thing I want you to notice is we do have of that little Fibonacci range, it's actually broken below the 61% level, so which is a dangerous point if you expect it to go long, because that could mean it could drop a lot lower, or potentially it could actually bounce. But at the moment, it's not looking good at the moment for natural gas for BOIL. United States Natural Gas Fund, that's the ticker UNG. On the weekly, it's broken below the CCI 400 moving average, so bearish at the moment. On the daily, it has broken above the moving average, so it's a slight positive. On the 150, the CCI 150, that's moving in line with the price after bouncing off that support at 453. And on the 1 hour chart, likewise, the CCI has broken below its moving averages, and the CCI 150 is also still declining after a bearish divergence, and it's broken down, hit our target there. So that's a continuation in this case. So again, you can see there it's just reaching the 61% level of that Fibonacci range, and again, if it breaks below that, we're going to expect lower prices. And lastly, we'll look at the ProShares Ultra Short Bloomberg Natural Gas Fund, and that's KOLD. You can see there on the weekly, somewhat sideways to bearish. On the daily, it has retraced back down to the 61% and bounced from there. So again, always pay attention to the 61% Fibonacci levels, and the CCI 150 is moving in line with the price. On the hourly chart, it has broken above its moving averages and giving us some positive signs if this is moving to the upside. The CCI 150 likewise is moving in line with the price, so no big change there at the moment. So still further up movement on the KOLD. Just as a trading idea, we've got on the CCI 150 down here on the hourly chart, and again you can apply this to almost any time frame. I generally, and that's why I've got these trends on a larger time frame. So in this case, on the natural gas price, if it's going sideways to bearish, sideways on the weekly, bearish on the daily, I'd take predominantly short trades. So if I show you some indicators here, these, just blow that up. You can see here I've got some sell signals, and what that means is when the CCI 150 drops below the zero line, then we sell. In this case the price went up. It possibly would have averaged down, or you could have used a stop loss depending on your trading strategy. Had another sell signal there, dropped below the zero line, and in this case it worked, and it dropped and hit our target, and our target is the minus 100 level. Now if you're following the CCI 150, and that's why I've got these divergence, you can trade the divergence, but in this case you could have just tracked the CCI 150 until it started rising, and that's, you see it rising there, you possibly would have taken your profits at that point there. Now if you kept holding it, hoping for lower lows, then again that's why I've got these divergence. You can see that the price did fall off and made new lows, but again you can see there's a bullish divergence on the CCI 150, and it's now starting to potentially rise from there as well, at the very least going sideways. So if you're going short in this case and you're still holding it, I'd suggest probably get out, take your profits, because here it may start rising. If not taking your profits there, this is probably the next level you want to take your profits at. So again, that's just a trading idea, no guarantees on, of course no trading strategy is 100% perfect, but just one other trading idea you may want to apply, again to any time frame. And again, only apply those directions when the larger time frames are moving in the same direction. So going short on these one, on the hourly chart or the 15-minute chart, or even the 4-hour chart, when the daily and or the weekly are both bearish. Alternatively, go long when both the weekly and the daily are going long. So we've got some key trends and developments in terms of some macroeconomic viewpoints. So primarily look at the upward pressure on prices for LNG. And that can be applicable to LNG exports for increasing demand for US LNG in Europe and Asia due to the cold weather and energy supply uncertainties, storage levels lower than average for this time of the year, and geopolitical tensions for the ongoing war in Ukraine and potential disruptions to Russian gas supplies. Of course, there's also downward risks, and that's economic slowdowns, potential for weakened global economic growth and lower energy demand, warm winter weather, milder than expected winter could also reduce heating demand and put downward pressure on prices. Other factors could be supply and demand, such as production expected to remain steady in the near term with potential increase from shale plays, and demand increased domestic consumption for industrial and residential sectors, partially offset by low electricity generation from natural gas due to rising renewable energy production. And technological advancements with the carbon capture storage, that's CCS, and is more focused on CCS technologies. And we've also got LNG infrastructure with expansion of LNG export terminals and pipelines supporting increased capacity. This is some of the sources of information we've got sourced in the data from. So again, that's just the outlook for natural gas commodity and some ETFs and shares. Well, again, just be mindful of the medium-term bearish outlook, especially if you're expecting it to go long, and watch for that slight divergence play at the moment on the hourly chart. If you got value out of the video, hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and see you in a future video.